My first bouquet making event was so successful that I've decided to do it again. So here's round 2, bigger and better than last time. Hey there, if you're new to the channel, I'm Kristen with Shifting Roots, and I help beginner gardeners grow flowers and vegetables with ease, especially if you are in a cold climate with a short growing season. Today's video is part of the Backyard Business series, and you can find the complete playlist in the description. Today it is Sunday, and as you can hopefully see, we are getting some rain, which is fabulous because maybe it means that the dahlia patch that's right behind me will maybe get the moisture it needs. I'll get a few blooms to put in the buckets. So the frustrating thing about this week's sale is there's no way that I have enough flowers for the ladies who've signed up. So it is another week full of wheeling and dealing with other flower farmers, for lack of a better term. Don't worry, they're happy to sell me some buckets for my event. And then driving everywhere, making sure I've got it. So far we have 14 ladies booked. We might get up to 20, that's sort of our limit. And this time is a collaboration with Jessica from Style and Graze YXC. Hi. And you know, it wouldn't be a Shifting Roots video if we didn't have at least one child make it into the video. You know how it goes over here. Today on Sunday, basically my job is to secure all of the flower orders. So just to make sure that everybody has enough flowers in the field, figure out about how many buckets I'm gonna get from everybody, and then arrange different drop-off times and pick-off times. So let's get all our flowers sorted. It's Monday today, and so far I feel like I've spent almost all day on my phone making sure that I have booked in with the other flower farmers that I'm gonna grab flowers from, just making sure that there will be enough flowers. We also have a bit of a risk of frost. It's getting down to 4 degrees Celsius one night, so I'm gonna actually pick early at one of the farms, earlier than I would like to, but she has so many flowers and it's better to get my flowers then and have flowers than wait and not have flowers, just in case it goes lower than 4. We're just out running errands. Got my little guy here. And we just did Dollarama. Great finds at Dollarama, so I'll show you. I grabbed a bunch more of these galvanized metal buckets. They didn't have the kind I wanted, which are a little bit thicker and have different sort of handles on them. I think those are out. I saw a different kind with like some leather straps and stuff, so too bad for me. Should have bought those ones earlier. And then huge win, we have the clippers, and they're only $4. So $4 is so much better than $10. I don't know about the quality of them, but I feel like those ones that I purchased at Canadian Tire last time aren't that fantastic of quality. So I guess we'll see. Finally getting the rain that we wish we would have gotten months ago. I really hope that this means I'll have a lot of flowers when the sun starts to shine again. You know, the drought has been so bad this year. I don't even think I've seen the ground this wet the entire year. It's really exciting, but just, man, it feels like too little too late. Hey friends, it's Tuesday. It is still raining and there's a risk of frost. So Melissa told me that if I'm gonna come and pick out here, I should probably pick here today instead of waiting until Thursday like I was hoping for. So let's go pick some flowers because she has a lot of amazing goodness and she is saving me for this event that I'm running. There will definitely be enough flowers. I always like it when I go and I have some little friends joining me. Hello there. Aren't you so cute? What a cute kitten. So you'd think that picking flowers in the rain for hours on end would be a terrible thing, but you know what? It's not. I'm actually having the best time out here. It's just so relaxing and I'm so excited, and I think the flowers that I want for the wedding are really coming together. So it's good. So I've been picking for 2 hours. I'm still not quite done. Still have the herb garden over here. And then I think I can reassess and see if I actually need to go to the other garden tomorrow. We'll see what my mom has out in Humboldt as well, because that will also influence my decision of whether I need to go to see the other flower farm or not. Okay, let's get picking some more. So check out my haul, tons of buckets. This will provide a fantastic base for everything I need to do this week. I'm super excited. All right, Wednesday morning, and we are back at Tundra's Flower Farm. And you know what a difference just a couple weeks of the flower season makes. It feels like there's just not as much to pick from. Normally at this time of year, we should still be going pretty strong, but the weather's been really tough. However, I was able to grab 2.5 buckets, so every little bit helps with this wedding and the event coming up. Hey friends, it's Thursday today and I'm hustling a lot harder than I thought I would have to be today. I'd really hoped to get more picked yesterday out of the acreage, but the ladies were just not cooperating. I did a little bit more after I shut the camera off, but really nothing substantial. Then this morning I realized I forgot about an order that I had to send out of town today. So a little bit of scrambling there to find a way to get it to out of town, but that's taken care of, and the order is beautiful. Like, I really love this hand tie. I think it turned out super well, and it's always exciting to give a bucket of blooms away. There's also in this bucket a bouquet for the lady who's taking it out of town for me, because I so appreciate her being able to help me on the fly. I'm still sitting on my dahlias, of course. In this bouquet, I have one super gorgeous dahlia. I think it's one of the Jowies, maybe Jowie Winnie. The little thank you bouquet also has some of that beautiful Lysianthus, so I hope they really like it. Okay, so next on the agenda, throw a little flower party for my godchild, and then we can start arranging those buckets and see sort of where the holes are in what I have, and then I'll finish picking at the acreage and at my house, and then tomorrow's go time. So this is Evelyn's little mushroom friend, and then all of the flowers that she picked for her birthday present. There are so many wasps threatening to eat our food that I've decided I just don't care. This wasp is just chilling out with my cake. I'll take one for the team. So I realize some of you might be wondering about the little tea party. So what I've decided to do with this particular godchild is, instead of giving her presents every year for her birthday, she gets a garden flower party every year for her birthday. She doesn't need another toy. They have lots of stuff. And this way she gets to spend an afternoon with me creating a really fun memory. So now that we're done the little fun part of the week, it's back to work. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate all my buckets out and figure out what the bridal party is getting, and then I can arrange all the buckets for the event from there. Exciting news about the event, we actually sold out. When we were first planning the event, the two of us thought that if we sold like 6 to 8 buckets or tickets, we'd be really happy with that, but we were just blown away. We have 18 ladies coming. We could have had 20, but we both decided that we were not going to push for those 2 extra seats because both of us actually have a really busy week in our businesses. So we're just, 18's good enough, sold out, done. Oh, this is a fun view. Why on earth did I not set out a table like this earlier with chairs? Now, this wedding is in shades of red, white, and they have blue, but they didn't ask me to do blue flowers, so I'm not going to. So now I have to pick everything I want out of this. And then come on over here. We have all of these. And then we also have a couple of dahlias in the fridge that I've been saving and trying to keep just for this. Here's my 4 buckets. So I'm thinking bride, and then maid of honor, and then bridesmaid, bridesmaid. There, got all of them picked out. This still might not be exactly what I make out of these, but at least I know I have enough red and white saved out so I can have some for my people at the bouquet night. Hey friends, it's Friday this morning, day of the event, and I gotta say I am feeling really stressed. I don't know if you can tell, but the weather is just really cloudy right now, and I've been watching the forecast like a hawk, and it's basically supposed to thunderstorm during our event. And I said the event's gonna run rain or shine, but I can't in good conscience have everybody out in a thunderstorm. Even if I got tents for them, like it would be so weird. So I booked some rental space in the city, and we're gonna do our event indoors, which also feels a little complicated because of COVID, but you know what? It is what it is. I guess I'm feeling really disappointed because I wanted that outdoor space. I wanted that garden vibe, and also I guess frustrated because, you know, I'm just too small to have it on my own property. So when stuff like this, it does really cut into the profit I make on an event. What do you do? Mother Nature always wins, and you have just no control over it. So I guess instead of sitting here and complaining to you, I should probably get making those buckets and double checking that I have enough supplies for everybody. So that means I have enough clippers, I have enough buckets, that there's extra things. My partner for this event is bringing all of the tablecloths and some extra tables, and because we are moving indoors, there should be some tables for us to use, but I'm still gonna bring all my tables just in case, so that we're covered. First thing is to go and check the dahlia patch. I went to Monica at 316 last night, seeing what she had for sunnies, because every arrangement needs a focal flower, and her sunnies just aren't as open as she was hoping. So I got some, but it would be really nice to have some dahlias. So let's see what's in the dahlia patch. If you're wondering, I've been bagging my dahlias. I think the worst of the thrip pressure is over here, but I think there's still other bugs that could get to them, and they're just so precious this year. I think I can use this one. This one's definitely ready. This one's so pretty. And it looks like we've got one over here. It's a little small, but it is usable. And then, you know what? This one isn't quite open, but I think should I pick it? I don't know. I'll have to count my sunflowers. I really love this one. I think this is the Seattle variety that I was most excited for. Part of me is tempted to pick some of these flowers that are in here, even though they're a little under, but you know what? I already got some orders for next week besides the 2 weddings that I have next week. So I think I'm gonna have to save my flowers and just trust that what I've got is enough. My My workspace is all set up. So basically the plan is that I have the flowers all around me to grab the buckets from. I have these 3 buckets to start putting in the extra flowers for people. These 3 buckets will be curated ones. And then I have some down here for compost things so that I just keep my workspace a little tidier. And then I just pick and go, and hopefully it all works out. Halfway point. Feeling pretty good about what is coming into the buckets. It's a lot of work. I really cannot wait until next year when I'm at my own space and I don't necessarily have to put the buckets together. I could just do more of a bouquet bar style, but these are the constraints I'm working with as a small flower farmer in my first year. So I am documenting them because you might be going through the same thing too. Let me show you the buckets. I'm actually pretty proud of them. Got a few different color schemes going on, and truly every single bucket is unique. So hopefully there's something so that everybody feels like they're walking away with something totally beautiful. So it's 3:30 and I have 3 more buckets to do. Realized when I was just counting through everything that I was short a few extra buckets. I was short a few clippers. Because we're moving our event indoors, I think it's also wise to like have some hand sanitizer and masks available for those who want to use them. So the hermit is running around getting those things while I finish this up. And then, you know, to like make things complicated, one of the girls also had a dentist appointment today. So it's been a weird day. I am tired, but I am so glad I'm almost done. Hopefully those ladies have a fun time. And this, my friends, is what 18 buckets looks like. And I do not have a lot of flowers to spare. I'm just gonna have to pick my own garden just so I am sure that everybody has extras if they don't like what I've assembled. One thing you might be surprised about with an event like this when you have to pick flowers is that not every flower you pick ends up making it. Some will wilt, some just like won't get shoved into the water at the bottom of the bucket and they won't be usable. I have some that the petals, they're getting brown at the edges. And I mean, that's just the risk you take, especially this late in the season, the dry year we've had. So if you're doing this for the first time, know that you always need to pick way more flowers than you think you will, because there will always be flowers hitting the compost bin. So I don't know about you, but that looks like clear skies. I'm going to be so annoyed if it all works out and there's clear skies tonight and I did not have to put my event indoors. Just breathe. Last few minutes before one of these things packing up is the worst. I don't know if you can hear my child crying in the background. I feel like a terrible mother. I mean, I know I'm not a terrible mother, but when your kid is crying for you and you can't pick him up because you got to go, it's the worst. morning, friends. It is Saturday, and so the bouquet night is over. It actually went off without a hitch. I was so pleased with the turnout. The ladies were so excited to be there. Everybody loved the charcuterie cones from Style and Graze in YXC. Everyone walked home with a great bouquet they were really happy with. Lots of smiles all around. So definitely deeming the night a success. Now, a few little things that went wrong. So ended up having to rent that space, as I said in yesterday's segment of the video. Came to 6:30. It was a clear sky. I could have had it in the park. I didn't need to spend all that money. But at the same time, I think it was still the right decision just to give my customers that peace of mind that they weren't going to get rained out, because there was a couple of them who did message me saying like, is the event still going? We're going to be in a thunderstorm. Is everything going to be okay? And just having everybody feel relaxed and confident that everything would be okay was worth the extra spend. There's also a few things that I forgot. So for example, one of the clippers just didn't work. Like, we couldn't get it open. She tried, I tried, so I didn't have any extra. Thankfully, there was a pair of scissors in our rental venue. So if we were at the park, she wouldn't have had any scissors and would have had to share with her friend, and that would have just been kind of awkward. Another thing was that I forgot about how are the ladies getting water in their jar. So when you're at a rental venue, there's obviously water, there's a sink, like it's fine. But again, if we were at the park, everyone would have had to dump water from their bucket into the jar, which would have been fine, but it's not great. So if I am gonna do something like that again next year, where I'm going to a different location, I think what I would do is I would pre-fill all the jars with water and screw them up, so then everyone just gets handed their jar and it already has water in it. I'm thinking that people who host these events at their own place, while the people are picking the flowers, they go and they fill the jars and just have them sort of all ready for everybody when they're picking the flowers. And that makes a lot of sense. So would I have done this again? Yes, because even though I'm not making quite as much money as I'd hoped to, I think that the experience and getting all my mistakes out of the way right now is very, very valuable. Then next year, I'm just ready to hit the ground running. I know a bit more what to do and some of the kinks that I need to work out. And I think it'll just be a much smoother experience for everyone. Plus, I will have a little bit of the benefit of word of mouth. And that word of mouth is the most precious thing you can get in your business. Also, in case you were wondering about that wedding that I kept on mentioning, here's what the final result looks like. I was really happy with how this turned out, and I hope the bride loves it. Okay, so I'm guessing you want to know the final total of what I made. So we sold the tickets for $60 a ticket. There I have to cut off my food price. Then we also have the rental price. I spent a little bit on flowers because clearly this garden would not support 18 buckets. Even though we had the supplies from last week, I still had to buy more buckets, a few more clippers, and I had to buy new jars for everybody. I still haven't like added up all the receipts, but just from knowing about how much everything costs, my grand total of what I made is, drumroll please, super lame drumroll, about $400. So that's definitely more of a profit than I made off of the last one. And I know for next year, if I don't have to rent out a space and I have all of my own flowers and don't have to rely on other flower farmers so much, that I'll definitely be clearing a lot more profit. Thanks so much for joining me in this video. You can catch the rest of the videos in the Backyard Business series, which I'll link in the bottom of the description. They're all about my flower farming journey and just how I'm learning to grow my business and such. I will also be coming out with a program in October, so watch for that. That's for all of you first and second year flower farmers that are maybe struggling with growing, struggling with how to grow your business and think like an entrepreneur. That'll be for you. All right, friends, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.